Hi guys, it is Wendy-Anne, and today I am going to talk about the importance of not labeling people. And I tend to find that every single human being I've encountered has labeled at least once because it is inevitable. It is something that is, in our human nature. But I think we should try to avoid doing it because it can be quite upsetting, especially for the person that has been labeled. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I've seen this situation this week and I want to help you to get out of that situation and that mindset of being labeled and it's upsetting you. So, first of all, the reason people label is maybe to feel better about themselves, because I talked to you about people somehow love when people are doing worse than them because it lifts them up as better. And I did tell you that's the wrong attitude and you should see everyone as talented and being a piece of a puzzle that can be completed. So before you label, you have to think about it first. Am I doing the right label? Because as human beings, we tend to think we're always right. But you may not be right. The label could be right, but it could be wrong. So, first of all, try to see if you're right about that label, because you may be wrong. And also, one thing that I have to say is, you may be labeling one person, but you don't know the other things that person represents, because we are many things as human beings. We can be so many different things. We're not just one thing. If someone labels you as just being an artist when you can be something else, when you can also be an academic person, you're just labeling one thing when that person is actually many different things. So my biggest advice is not to avoid labeling, and if you are labeling, try to know before that you are right about that label. It has to be correct. Otherwise, it just makes the other person feel that person is totally wrong about me. It's not fair. So we are many things. That's why we shouldn't label. That we are so many different things that we have to realize that that person doesn't just represent that one label. They can be many things. So when I was labeled personally, what I would do to get out of that situation is, number one, you have to ignore the person, because you know your values at the end of the day. It's about what you think, what you've been through, and that person, is their problem if they're labeling you. And second of all, if you want to prove them wrong, do it. Bring justice. Just prove them that they are completely wrong. Send them an email or tell them, show them, make a goal for yourself to show them that they are wrong. Bring justice. So those are my two advice. And I really wanted to film this video because I think labeling happens non-stop, and if you're in the spinning wheel non-stop of labels, those are my biggest two advice. Ignore them and bring justice. Just prove them wrong, and that is the best thing, because if you prove them wrong, they'll be like, I totally underestimated that person, and then they look like the fools basically. So avoid labeling, because you don't know. You just can't know the potential of someone else. There is so much gossip in this world that people gossip non-stop to make themselves, lift themselves up and feel better than other people, because we love doing better than other people. It's human nature, unfortunately. But I think you should rather be empathetic towards people. And empathy is the greatest thing. Recognizing yourself in other people is so important, because you form a team rather than, confronting each other with labels. So my biggest advice is recognize yourself in those people you are labeling, and like this you form a wonderful team, you're happy. And I know, I wish it was that simple. The world is not easy, and it's quite a cruel one, but this video is really to help each other out, avoid labeling, so we can make a merrier, kinder world. Because you can't know the full potential of one human being in just analyzing for a few days or a few weeks. You can't, because they've been through an entire life. So yeah, do avoid. And when I recognized myself in my friends and other people in my surroundings, I felt so much better. Rather than having enemies, I wanted to recognize myself in them and to sort of see ourselves as a puzzle, completing each other. So do that. I know it's human nature to want to have enemies, to want to label, but it's not the right attitude, and I don't think for the long run it's going to help. So please avoid labeling. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.